This is the plaintiff, Sam Fair. He says he loaned the defendant some money. The guy promised to pay him back and now won't take his calls. If the defendant's having money problems, that's not his problem, and that's why he's suing. For every penny of the $1,500 he is owed. This is the defendant, Michael Bell. He says the plaintiff gave him some money while he was under the influence of drugs, then made him sign a note saying he would pay him back. The plaintiff took advantage of him and is nothing more than a con man who's trying to scam him. Bottom line, he's off drugs now, sees things clearly, and refuses to pay. He's accused of not being too clear on things.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff loaned the defendant money and, shocker, got stiffed. But the defendant says the plaintiff gave him the money while he was so high, so he wasn't of sound mind. It's the case of the bakedown, shakedown.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Fair, you are suing Mr. Bell for $1,500, the amount of a loan that you say you made to him and that he is refusing to repay. Tell me what happened.
Well, I went down to a friend's house that I used to stay at, and
that's where? Columbus, Ohio?
In Columbus, Ohio, yes.
Okay.
And he was there several times, and I was loaning the lady money, there.
He was there several times. How many times had you seen him there?
I seen him about 3 or 4 times.
On 3 or 4 different days?
Yes.
Okay.
And at one time...
Did you know him? Had you met him?
The lady told me about him. You know what I'm saying? He spoke, with me several, just saying hi to me, stuff like that.
What is the lady to you that you help her out?
I used to live there at her house.
Is she your former girlfriend?
No, she's an elderly lady.
An elderly lady?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was bringing her money down to her, try to help her out.
Okay.
Most of the time. And
then when you are there, you see him visiting the lady?
Yeah, I see him visiting her.
So it's just the 3 of you in the lady's house?
Yes.
So did you get to know him?
No, I really didn't get to know him.
You're just all 3 of you are there in the lady's house and nobody's talking? What?
No, I basically didn't really talk.
Would he leave when you got there? I'm just kind of socially awkward, the whole situation.
I talked to him, when he approached me about the money.
Okay, wait. When did he approach you about money?
When he seen me loaning her some money.
And then he says, can I get me some?
No, he didn't say it automatically. He waited for a minute or two, you know what I'm saying? And then he came up, to me, and then asked me about loaning him some money. And I said, yeah, I'll loan you some,
But you didn't even know this guy. Why would you? How much money was he asking for?
He loaned it $1,500.
Why would you? What am I missing here? Why would you loan some guy you don't even know $1,500?
Because the lady who I loan money to, she messed with people who are trustworthy in the house, and I lived there, and I loaned her money all the time, and people that came there, at times, money too.
I'm going to read from your complaint. He saw me give the lady some money and asked if I would be able to loan him some. He smokes crack, but I don't care what people do in their free time, and he guaranteed he'd pay me back. So I gave him $1,500 that day.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. How do you know he smokes crack?
Well, I seen him, smoking some crack after, when I get...
At the elderly lady's house?
Yeah, at the lady's house.
What's going on in the elderly lady's house? How elderly is this elderly lady?
She's pretty...
What's elderly to you? You got some white in your beard, so it better sound elderly to me.
Yeah, she's pretty old. She's about 80, 90 years old.
80, 90 years old.
Yeah, but I don't know if she knew he was...
he's smoking crack around 90-year-old grandma? He's smoking crack around her, and that's how you see him smoking crack, and you decide, here, that crackhead's a good idea for me to loan him $1,500?
No. I didn't see him after I loaned him the money, and then I found out that he was smoking crack.
That ain't what you said here. Let me read to you exactly what you said in your complaint.
Yeah.
He smokes crack, but I don't care what people do in their free time, and he guaranteed he'd pay me back, so I gave him the $1,500 that day. That sounds like you're excusing the fact that he smokes crack. You could care less if he smokes crack.
Yeah, but he said he get SSI.
Because you don't care what people do in your spare time.
He get...
All right, what's going on here? What's going on? Okay, because I wasn't born yesterday. I was a prosecutor for a decade.
Ma'am?
No, wait. I'll get back to you. Do not worry. Go ahead.
She smokes crack. She's probably in her late 70s.
Oh,
And
that's not 90s. She's in her late 70s, and she's a crack smoker.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I got in a fight with my girlfriend, and I knew I shouldn't have went to Columbus. I went up there and...
Where do you live?
Lancaster.
Okay.
And I went up there and got looking for drugs and was smoking crack. And it's
Wait, so you went to this lady's house in order to get crack?
yeah, crack
Does she
dealers.
sell crack?
No, dealers come there,
Dealers come there and do what?
sell
Out of her apartment?
out of her house.
Out of her house. Why? Just because it's centrally located? Like, how does she get, like, what does she get out of it?
Hit.
She gets a hit?
Yeah,
She's smoking crack at 70?
yeah. And so I knew I shouldn't have been there, but I was there. I was high for about 3 days. And
How old are you?
50. And I'd been clean for a year up to that time.
Up until that time, you had been clean for a year, and you went into Columbus to the crack house. Why?
Cause mad.
Mad?
Fighting with my girlfriend.
You had a fight with your girlfriend. She's still your girlfriend?
Yeah, I told her everything.
So you go up there, and then how does this little what transaction did you have with this gentleman?
Well, I was out of money, so I was trying to figure out how to get some more money, and I saw him come in and was loaning her money all the time. I said, "Hey," I said, "Can you bum me 20?" And he said, "I really don't like to loan that a little bit." He is, "I'll loan you 200, but the payment, is big to pay back." When you're high, that's all you care about. I mean, someone's going to give you money. Okay, I'll take your money. And then I had the option. He could give me the money, or he could pick up drugs and bring it to me. And so I just said, "Give me the cash, and I'll get it from who I normally get it from."
You ask him for 20.
Yeah.
And he tells you, "I'll tell you what, I'll loan you 200.
Yeah.
That's not what you say in your answer to the complaint. You say he said you wanted 500.
Well, that's what it ended up being, was 500.
That he
And,
would give you 500, and you would have to give him back what, when?
He said I'd give him 1,500 back, and I said, "What about 1,000? No, 5 for 1,000." And he said, "We'll see." And then he come back and he said it'd be 1,500, and you pay me on the 6th, and
So he gave you how much money?
500 total.
500 total.
Yeah.
And what'd you do with the money? You smoke crack?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you stay at this lady's house for 3 days while you were high?
Yes, ma'am.
Fascinating.
And I was doing really good the whole past year. I had a good woman, and me and her kids would always go fishing and stay out in the country and just stayed away from the city. And
I mean, there's lots of people who live in the city and don't smoke crack, just so you know.
It's a trigger.
It's a trigger for you.
Yes.
Right.
And so he
So
said,
let me just ask you a question. Did he actually give you 500, or did he split it up between drugs and money?
drugs and money.
Okay, because that's what you had said in your answer to the complaint. So be more specific then when you answer my questions.
Okay.
High on crack. Is that a defense?
Yes.
Yes?
No.
No. Are you high on crack?
Maybe.
Going inside the courtroom.
He gave me 300 in cash and
300 in cash?
Yeah, and then he gave me 200, and he gave me another 100, and then he was going to give me another 200. He said, "You just want me to bring it?" And I said, "Yeah, just bring it."
Bring what?
Crack. He was.
So then he brought 200 in crack.
Yeah.
And 300 in cash.
Yeah.
All right. Now tell me where this. Apparently, what did you do? You had somebody come in and notarize it. What was that? Tell me that.
Yeah, he gave me his. Also, Your Honor, he gave me his picture. He gave his driver's license right here.
Do you have his driver's license in your
Yes,
hands?
yes.
Why do you have it?
He said he wanted
He gave
collateral.
it to me for a collateral. Then he gave me his Chase a bank card. Said that the money come on there, and
You
I
must
also
have been
called his.
stoned out of your mind.
Also, he was so stoned, he don't know how much money he got.
Right.
And
So why are you loaning a guy
But
money
I didn't know
when-
he was that stoned like that.
No, you
because
thought he was just a little stoned?
I
He
mean,
says
I
you
didn't
brought
know he
him
was.
you brought him $200
Yeah,
worth of drugs. True or not?
I didn't
true?
bring him no drugs or nothing like that. He kept coming. He was
says
so
right
high.
in front of you, he was smoking crack, and that the money was for crack, and that part of the money that you loaned him, quote unquote, was in crack. What do you have to say about that?
I didn't give him no crack. And then I went to a notary. Then my girl said, "You better go to a notary. Take it to a notary."
So before you gave him the money, whether it's how much money did you give him?
$1,500.
You gave him $1,500.
Yeah.
And then you're supposed to make zero out of loaning a complete stranger $1,500.
No, he
He's a
said
crackhead.
he could give me his ID. He's gonna give me his bank card.
And you're going to make zero.
And he said
if you
that
gave him 15 and he's only going to pay you 15, then net gain to you is zero. Right?
But the thing about it is that he was gonna pay it back to me.
The thing about it is that this is a drug deal.
He's-
And the thing about it is that the long arm of the law doesn't reach in to correct your little drug deal gone awry. The thing about it is that you cannot come to a court of law and say, hey, I sold him drugs and he's not paying me the money he's supposed to pay me. Help me out, judge. Because the thing about it is that I don't want you drug dealing and I don't want him drug taken. So the thing about it is that if I believe, which I do, that no one loans a crackhead they don't know $1,500, and if I believe that what you gave him was a smaller sum of money with the promise of $1,500, and if I believe that part of that sum of money was not in money but in crack, if I believe all that, then I'm not helping you. Because the public policy behind my thinking and behind any court's thinking is we're not supposed to help you successfully complete a drug deal.
Right, I didn't give him any drugs. And
So say you. But this stinks to high heaven to me.
He signed it. He signed.
Verdict for the defendant. Because I know exactly what went down here. And if I suspect, and I don't just suspect, I know, that drugs were involved,
It was.
you, sir, are on your own.
So let's talk to the plaintiff here. You just learned that you can't bring a dirty deal into a courtroom and ask for help from the legal system
Yes.
to get it right.
Right. Mm-hmm. But I didn't. You know what I'm saying? He accepted money from me. I didn't sell him no drugs or anything. I gave him cash money.
Well, you know who he is. You know where you were at the time.
Yeah,
what kind of
right.
activity is going on there. You were up to your ankles.
Right,
in
but
it.
I didn't know what's inside of him and what's going on in his mind, or was right there with what he was doing.
Well, you knew he wasn't Mother Teresa, right?
But I didn't know what he was basically doing. You know what I'm saying?
What do you think he was going to do?
He's going to give my money back.
Yeah. What do you think he was doing with the money that you gave him?
I don't know, because I wasn't there all the time. I just gave him the money and I left.
All right. Maybe it's better if you stay out of that location. All right. Head around the corner here. Mm-hmm. What do you think happened here?
I took advantage of me while I was high.
He took advantage of you by giving you money.
Yeah, well, when you're high, you do what you can to get the money.
Right.
And I shouldn't have been there. And thank God I'm honest with my girl, and she's giving me a second chance, and I won't be there again. Mm-hmm. It's not worth losing her and the kids about.
Yeah, well, that's true. Good luck with all that. But in the meantime, what do you mean he took advantage of you? You got high, so he gave you money?
Well, he knew I was high when he offered me the money.
He got you into debt, you mean?
Yeah, and you just,
all right.
I mean, when you're getting high and you're out of money, you're looking for more money.
Stay in the country.
Yes.
Over to Harvey.
The bottom line, Kurt, here is that judges do not get involved in illegal contracts. I am so sorry. Did I cross the line?
A little bit,
Oh,
but
good.
hey, it's fine. I
Okay, good.
understand.